Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Make sure to subscribe for more content like this. This video I'm going to talk about Deku. I'm going to talk about My Hero. So, in like the latest, probably within the last 40 or 50 chapters, they tried really hard to do this whole racism thing. Which, racism is a problem and I would see how it is, but it got brought up and then resolved within 20 chapters, and it's well, I would have liked to see more from this earlier in the story. Don't get me wrong, I love where My Hero's at right now. I love the dark tone. I love the pit of despair that you feel for these characters. I loved, my favorite arc in My Hero was the Vigilante arc, where Deku's by himself and then they have to come and save him, and then they don't really save him, they bring him back just so he could leave again because he can't stay in one place for too long or Shigaraki will come after him. But then Shigaraki's kind of already there, and then he rejects All Might, which I think should have happened a while ago, to be completely honest, because All Might can't follow him around and babysit him for the rest of his life. He has no powers. He's not capable of doing that anymore. And the fact that, Endeavor's had this huge character arc too, which was incredible, but I feel like everything is moving at breakneck pace when he should just slow down and enjoy the ride. He should slow down and enjoy the story he's telling. Tell every detail you want to tell. And tell everything that you want to tell. And make it, if it's long, it's long. If you're tired of writing it, then I don't know. This is just not the way to end a series, in my opinion, as good as My Hero is. Because I think My Hero is incredible. I think it is one of my favorite series. I think it's the best anime to get you into anime. Now, Deku, people are like, oh, Deku's a terrible character. No, he's not. I never understood that philosophy, that angle on this, because it's Deku is layered. He is a pussy. He is going to cry in front of people. He's going to do all these things because he's human. He lived his whole life wanting to do something and was told his entire life he couldn't do it because he didn't have a quirk. He was quirkless. And do I think the story might have been more interesting if he was quirkless? Maybe. But then he got given the most powerful quirk of all time. So he's more powerful. He's better. He's stronger. He's got 10 quirks now. And he has done a lot. He has made a lot of friends. He's made his bully realize the error of his ways. Kacchan was never his friend, and Kacchan is not his friend. You can be like, oh, he is. No, he bullied the fuck out of him, dude. Kacchan is not a good guy. Kacchan is layered, though. That's what I like about My Hero. Now, they're not as deep as most characters in One Piece, but I think for an anime, they're very deep, and they're very... in the recent arcs, he's really tried to slam that home, and I do think he tried to do too much with too many characters that he couldn't handle, and then he added more characters on top of that. All of Class 2B or 1B. He added all of them, and then we haven't even explored all the characters in Class 1A. You're gonna add all these other ones, and you push one of the more interesting characters to the sideline of your story, which was Tenya. I think Tenya was very interesting, but you went over his arc and then just got rid of him, basically. Same thing with Uraraka. Yeah, she kind of was relevant because she's the main love interest to the main character, but she kind of got sidelined. Kind of. But then she has her whole thing with Toga. And, that was interesting. And then you got Froppy, who's just kind of there. I never really liked her, to be completely honest with you. But, the three main characters of My Hero, in my opinion... I don't even think Shoto is a main character, to be completely honest. Because it involves his family more than it involves him. If that makes sense, like his family's way more important. Like Endeavor is way more important, but Endeavor is also the number one hero, and they can't give. I think the scene where Kacchan apologizes actually kind of broke me because Kacchan can't keep up with Deku anymore. He can't. But like Deku's got too many quirks. He's too strong. He's too like all this stuff. And, like, the fact that you need, like, 10 people to fucking do anything to him is an interesting dilemma for, you know, the whole entire show. Because, like, he is stronger, faster, and he's Deku. Like, right now I'm currently reading Black Clover. And I've watched all of Black Clover. But Asta and Deku are... Asta resembles Kacchan, in my opinion, way more than he resembles Deku. The only thing is he's not an asshole. Kacchan is an asshole, and Kacchan had probably the best character growth in the entire series. I think Deku has the second. And then Endeavor. Like, these characters are very developed, and they're very, you know, do things, and they're very inspiring. And, like, I think that's the main point. But he keeps adding people, and he's like, not really. He finally, like, showed like the Americans number one, but what about like China or like India or Russia? Like, you could explore the world a lot more than they are, even though the number one hero in America, you know, if you've read it, you've read it. If you're on anime only, sorry, I guess, but. Which is weird because isn't Vigilantes canon? So I don't know. I haven't read all of Vigilantes, but the number one's totally different. I've read some of it, but you know, Starry Stripe is a better number one than the shit that guy was, and the fact that you know Deku is learning at a breakneck pace, and he has to overcome this guy who is basically fucking invincible at this point. Like, nobody in this world can touch Shigaraki. I'm sorry. Deku is the only one. And I think the push that he needed to get, the push that, you know, will make him become even greater, become even stronger, become anything, is the fact that he saw Bakugo die. Now, this could all change. I don't know if there's a chapter tomorrow. I think he's taking a 2-week-long break, but this could all change when we get the, you know, reveal in the chapter, when we get that stuff, which we are in the war, which wars are good. I like war arcs in anime. They're usually pretty good. I like tournament arcs in anime. I like the problem I have with the anime of My Hero. Yes, it's dark, but like I feel like this arc is like 10 times darker than it is displayed in the anime, and that's not a bad thing. Like, I think Horikoshi, is that his name? I think he's come out and said the anime is what his vision is, because he has like a close tie to the anime, and he actually like has part in it, which I think is really good. I think anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. I'll see you guys on the next one.